Hello, good Algebra 1 students. We're back into our Unit 3, Week 1 discrete function syllabus. We are on Tier 1, Lesson 2, Domain and Range, Inputs and Outputs. Let's check off our booklet. So here we are in Lesson 2, Domain and Range, Inputs and Outputs. So the first thing I think we should do when we're talking about domain and range is we need to define what a function is. A function is a relationship that for every input, there is exactly only one output, or you could say there's a unique output. So here's our input. Our inputs are called the domain. This is a very big concept that you need to really understand. Outputs are called the range. So if we wanted to state the domain for this mapping over here, we would look at only this circle. So our domain, and we use set builder notation, is 2, 5, 10. I'm going to shrink that. And our range would be in this mapping bubble. And again, I want to use set builder notation. And our range is 6, 15, 30. And that's with a mapping like that. As you look up here, domain is input, range is output. So let's come down here. Here's a table. Let's just throw some random numbers in it. I always like to go easy, so 1, 2, 3. And if I put in 1, 2, 3, I get out 4, 5, 6. If I know that my domains are my inputs and my ranges are my outputs, then I can go from this table and on range here, build set builder notation, and my range would be 4, 5, 6. And my domain, using set builder notation, would be this right here, which is 1, 2, 3. Now coming down here and taking a look, I want you guys to recall that when we're graphing things, we graph things with x, y points. And the x is actually the input, and the y is actually the output. So we can easily say then that any type of x value is going to be a domain, and any type of y value is going to be the range. Now, I'll show you my shortcut of how I remember this when we scroll down here. So here are some points. Now, how I remember that x goes with domain and y goes with range is pretty simple. Domain, if I write it on a line, never goes below that line. And neither does x if I write it on a line. Range, if I write it on a line, the g dips below the line. Well, so does a y. So that's that's a little cheat that I use to remember that range is y and domain is x. So thinking of that, let's come down here. This is an x value, the 5 is an x value, and the 10 is an x value. And then the 6 is a y value, the 15 is a y value, and the 30 is a y value. So if I wanted to state the domain, these sets, these points, I would say the domain with set builder notation is 2, 5, 10. And if I wanted to state the range with set builder notation, I would say 6, 15, 30. And that is domain and range in a nutshell. Good luck on your problem set.